Alright, welcome to the fifth video of the Norco SAN server build out. In this video I'm going to show you how to grow a RAID array, and then after that finishes, after a few hours or however long it takes, we'll grow out the file system as well. So basically what we've got here, and we'll take a look, and I've got a couple commands already pre-typed in. Just this software I'm using to record the screen is not working right, and if I hit E, it stops it. So, whatever reason, that's kind of weird. But, anyways, moving on. So, let's take a look at what we got today. So, I've got Dev MD127. You can see it's 9 terabytes. And if we look at MDStat, you can see we've got 7 drives, and they're all up, which is good. And here's the list of the drives, and it's a RAID 6. So with RAID 6, you lose 2 drives. I think I've probably already gone over this in previous videos. For parity, so these are all 2 terabyte drives, so 7 times 2 is 14. Minus 4 for the parity would get you 10, plus overhead, I guess, gets you down to 9. So, I've had this running for a while, and everything's been running good. So a couple days ago, I actually added a 7th. I had 6 in it when we started out this project, and then grew it to 7 the other day, and I can't remember how long it took. I'll show you a couple of the commands that I actually, or some tweaks that I made that actually boosted my speed, I'm trying to think, by 30 times or something. It was going at about a was it a megabyte a second? I'll have to look in a little bit when we start. But there's a couple of speed tweaks that you can do that will help get this thing going a whole lot quicker. So that's what we've got, and so let's go ahead and paste some of these commands in that's got an E in it. That way we don't mess up. So the first one I was going to show was all the disks that are in there that are 2 terabytes, and the one that I need is actually SDN. If you look at the list up here, it's not in the list, so we'll take SDN and add it to the array. Whoops, and I missed something here, so that I need oh shoot, hold on, let's see if I can get this. There we go. I had to caps lock it. Stupid software. Anyways, there we go. Alright, so what we're going to do is manage 127 and add this drive to it. So let's see what happens here, and hopefully we don't blow anything up. Okay, so it looks good. So now you can see, let's see, if we find in right there, it's marked as a spare. So if a drive were to fail, what it would do, I believe, I've never actually done this, maybe I need to try this sometime, is I believe it'll actually remove the failed drive out of the array and start rebuilding that one for you right away. So it's not a bad thing to have around, depending on how much resiliency you need, or what your access to the physical drive is. If you're in a data center that's way off, somewhere, hours and hours away, it may be a good idea to spend, the extra, I don't know, couple $100, depending on how much your drives are. These are cheap. These are Western Digital greens, and I know you're not supposed to RAID them, but that's why I did a RAID 6, just in case a drive failed and I happened to find another bad sector somewhere in another one. I should be good. And if all else fails, I've got all this stuff backed up, or pretty much most of it. All the stuff that I would want to recover is all backed up to CrashPlan's offsite, their data center or their cloud or hosted facility, whatever you want to call it. So, okay, cool. So we've got 8 drives in there now. However, 7 are only active. So what we're going to do is tell the RAID here to actually use all of them. And to do that, you're going to do grow. You're going to tell it which RAID you're looking at, and then the number of devices. So this will be 8. So, and then you'll actually see it start to do is it a resync? Something like that. So let's see what it did. Reshape. That's the command. Alright, and you can see my speed here. For these drives, this is actually pretty good. When I first started this out, I was getting 1 megabyte or 1,000 kilobytes a second. So I believe that's in bytes. It probably is if we're talking hard drives here. So you can see that'll finish in, I don't know, a day almost. So that's not too bad. It's got to go through and recheck all that stuff. See, it's speeding up a little bit. So a couple things to look at. Let's see if we can look at them real quick. I think that I saved them. Alright, got to do my... I think I may have saved them in here. Yep, here we go. Alright, so stripe cache size. And I don't know a whole lot about all this stuff, or at least this one. I played around with all kinds of different... Actually, when I was first getting my RAID to build, this, when it was first initial, doing the initial sync or whatever it was, or even on a resync, if you just set it to check, this actually sped mine up a ton. Mine was going super slow, and I can't remember what I was getting before and after, but it was significantly different. Now, when I have this set, and the reshape is a lot slower than just the sync, and what I did last time that I added the 7th drive in and reshaped it and all that good stuff, I took a command, and I can't remember what it is. I could probably look it up in my history here, but you just set the RAID array to recheck again. I just wanted to be 100% sure before I added a second drive in that everything was good, and sure enough it was. So the second one is going to be setting the max RAID speed limit. I'm going to assume that's for everything, for a reshape and a resync or whatever it's called, or a sync, whenever it's just doing its check, or if it's rebuilding. I noticed a huge difference when I added this. These two commands came from when I was doing the reshape. Like I said, I was getting about 1,000 kilobytes a second, or a megabyte a second. And, it was going to take, I don't remember how long, it was going to take forever. And that just wasn't going to work for me because I'm too impatient, and, I see my data as being in a degraded state, or my RAID array being semi-degraded when it's set up that way. So definitely didn't want that. So I found those, and that sped me up to 31,000 kilobytes a second, which is perfect. And I actually, after my last one finished, and I did the, recheck of the sanity check on the RAID, I can't remember what I was getting, but I want to say it was like 70,000 kilobytes a second, or 70 megabytes a second. So, and we'll look at that too. So once this is done, I'll kick off another sanity check, and then we'll see what it looks like, and then we'll actually grow the partition. So that's pretty much it for now. So once this finishes, we'll come back, we'll do the resync of the array, and then once that's all done, then we will look at growing the partition. So this is all pretty easy. It's just a few steps like you saw. This is pretty much all you need. This is for me to find the disk that I needed. First I looked to see what was in my array, which is right here. Oops. Minus the S. So everything but N. All of these were already previously in there, so I looked to see which one was not there, because I added it a couple weeks ago and didn't remember which drive it named it as. So, and then we add the drive to the array, and it puts it as a spare, which is what you see here, and then we grow it to total number of 8, and that's what starts the rebuild. So now you can see we've got 8. All the drives are up and healthy, but it's going to be, mixing the data around in the parity and all that good stuff. So, anyways, alright, welcome back. So, just finished up with the expanding the array. So now we've got 8 disks in here. I'm actually going to do one more thing. I think previously I said, it's been a few days, but previously I said I was going to do another check of the array just to be sure everything is good before I moved on to expanding the file system. And in the process I actually lost the disk, so whoops, wrong command. So you can see now I've got 7 of 8 are up and 1's dead. And so what I did is I popped it out, and I'm going to put it back in and rebuild it and check it and make sure it's all good. So I'll do that real quick, and I just got to figure out which disk it is. And so figure it out. So well, let's do B, E, I think it's, nope. See, I'm just going through the list here of all my 2 gigs, or 2 tera drives here, and trying to figure out which one it was that failed. I don't know of an easy way to do it. This is just how I do it. H. Oh, looks like it's going to be G. So there's no G in the list here. I've got an N, which is the one prior to it, so that's probably the one that it is. So what we'll do is, let's see if I can remember how to do this. So we're going to edit MD127, we're going to add dev SDG, see if that does it. Okay, and I believe it'll start rebuilding on its own, so let's check. And there we go. So essentially I'm kind of back to where I was a second ago. I am going to go ahead and expand the volume while we're here, and see if I can remember how to do that. What was the command? Ah, there it is. So resize 2FS. We'll go to 890 and look and just make sure that's what I did. It'll be 890. Yep. So yeah, here you go. So that's the command we're going to use. So it's resize 2FS. That's all I gave it. Okay, and I think they, depending on which file system you're running, you can do it while it's online, you know, or mounted and in use, and my stuff is. So I did this last time too, and it worked fine. And what you could actually do is, let's take a look here. So we can see that the size is actually getting, let's see, available. My size is going down. Let's see, why is it going down? Maybe because I'm writing to it. That's probably why. But over time you'll actually see, oh yeah, this goes pretty slow. So maybe once I'm not ripping a DVD or something to it, we'll actually come back and look. So we'll take a look at the easy to read. So you can see right now I'm at 9 terabytes total, and so we'll let that kick off and run for several hours, and I'll come back and check it in about a day or so, and we'll see what it looks like. So that should go up to almost 11. It'll be just shy of that. So alright, we'll be back in a little while. Okay, we're back, and we're all done. So as you can see, this was actually nice. It kept the window open from just a few, well, this was yesterday that I videoed this, but you can see the total size on my array was 9 gigs, and now we're up to 11, and all the meanwhile, you know, it was still doing its rebuild or recovery from the drive that had failed. So there you have it. That's how you expand a RAID array, and then on top of that, expand the file system to grow it out and use additional disks. And this is the second time that I've done this, so I guess you can keep on going as many times as you have hard drives to fill it up. So, alright, see you guys next time.